Have you seen that ad about the heart implant? Where it's like a
have.
lady driving her dad to the hospital?
Yes, I have.
That ad has incredible acting.
Yes, shockingly good.
Her acting is so good.
Yeah.
And also her dad, he doesn't have many lines, but he's pretty good.
The doctor's
not so great.
Not as great. But
Yeah.
When I first saw that ad, I was like, what is this an ad for?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to a spooky Halloween episode of Late to School. I'm Zach.
And I'm Lorena. And this episode is probably coming out in December, but,
probably.
It's fine.
It's October while we're recording this, and it's a Halloween-themed sort of set of episodes. At least two of them are spooky.
Two of them are very spooky. I don't know if I would say the first one is Halloween-themed, but So today, for the record, we are watching 3 episodes because of the way that this arc is structured.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that we got the last 2 episodes in one episode of the podcast.
That's an interesting... Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. We'll talk about that.
Oh, no. I meant the last 2 episodes of this arc.
Oh. Okay.
So let's just get to it.
Okay.
First episode we're going to be discussing is episode 18, Shingo's Love, the Grieving Doll.
Yeah.
Now, I want to mention, every other version of this episode's title, besides the original Deke title, mentions that it is a French doll specifically.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I don't know why they didn't do that.
Does the French title mention that it's a French doll?
The French title, I didn't actually write it down, but I did read that it is a pun on some French song, I believe.
Okay.
Related to dolls.
Okay. Love a pun.
Do love a pun. This episode was directed by Harume Kosaka and written by Shigeru Yanagisawa.
Okay, familiar name.
Yes. It first aired July 11th, 1992 in Japan, and September 29th, 1995 in English.
Okay. So this episode opens on Geiger Hell.
Right.
I've realized now what the fucking shape is in the fucking cave.
Oh, it's a face.
Yeah, it's like a skull.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that not Scooby-Doo. Winnie the Pooh movie.
Okay. You got Scooby-Doo on the mind.
Yeah.
I can see that.
The where they go to Skull.
I actually don't know what you're talking about.
When Christopher Robin writes them a letter and it says that he's going to school, but they get honey on the letter and it gets all mushed up, and Owl tries to read it and thinks it says skull.
Okay, sure. Why not? But Nephrite is being berated by Queen Beryl.
Yes. Beryl's asking how it's going, and Nephrite sort of, not defensively, but sort of evasively says, everything is under control. Which is a very sort of, that's not exactly what she asked.
No.
And then Zoicide shows up.
Yes.
As he is wont to do, in his flower petal swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Zoicide's fucking...
I love Zoicide.
His aesthetic is great. He says that Nephrite seems to be having trouble.
Yeah.
And maybe I could help.
Yeah, he's basically, sort of taunting Nephrite.
Yes.
And Queen Beryl is all in on, yeah, sure, yeah, you should help Nephrite.
Yeah, she says outright, Nephrite, you're going to be working with Zoicide now.
And then Nephrite is just no.
No.
Hey, fuck you. No, thank you.
Fuck that guy. Nephrite fucking hates.
Yeah.
Have I talked about my theory that Nephrite and Zoicide used to date?
Okay. That's a valid theory.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
But Nephrite refuses to work with Zoicide, and Zoicide's like, ooh, are you really going to defy Queen Beryl like that? in a tone that suggests he very much wants him to defy Queen Beryl like that.
And Nephrite is like, I don't even work for Queen Beryl. I'm doing this for myself.
Yeah, which is an interesting line. I thought he was, when he said, I'm not doing this for Beryl, I thought he was going to say, I'm doing this for the Great Ruler or whatever.
Right.
But no, he's doing this for himself.
Yeah. And Nephrite...
He fucks off.
He just fucks off. And we zoom in on Zoe Sight's face, and he's like, everything is going according to plan.
And Beryl is very upset with Nephrite.
Zoe Sight is basically trying to make Beryl hate Nephrite.
Yes. And then we cut to Usagi's house. We cut into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Usagi is up early, which is unusual for her.
She's eating breakfast with her family.
Her parents make that observation. I believe Shingo says that she's up at a normal time for normal people. And their parents talk about Dad, who always has a newspaper.
Yes, like dads do.
Yes, dads... If there's one thing I know about dads, it's that they always have a newspaper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dad has a newspaper, and he and Mom observe that Shingo's friend, Mika, won a doll-making contest. And we met Mika in the Chanel episode.
Yes.
This is the same character from before.
I want to remind everyone, the Chanel episode was cut from the original dub. So for kids watching the Deke dub in 1995, this is the first they've ever heard of Mika.
Yes. Although, I feel like that's kind of fine. Because, it's not like there's anything about her character that is set up in the first episode, aside from Shingo liking her, but that's really obvious.
Yeah.
We learn the parents talk more. We learn that Mika's mom is also a doll maker, and that's where she picked it up from. Mm-hmm. Usagi mocks Shingo about his girlfriend being a celebrity.
Yes.
And Shingo storms off, telling Usagi that she's going to be late. And Usagi's like, I'm not going to be late. I got up early specifically so I wouldn't be late. And then she looks at her watch and she's like, shit, is that the time? I'm going to be late.
Yep.
Which is a very good scene.
Yes.
And then we hard cut to school where we hear a teacher's voice telling her to go stand in the hallway. And then we cut after school.
Right.
To Naru and Usagi walking along the sidewalk, and Naru saying, you never get tired of being tardy, do you? And Usagi just says, leave me alone, in a very good voice.
Yeah. They run into two grade school girls who are like, hey, are you Usagi Tsukino?
Their voice acting is extremely adorable.
It's very cute. I don't usually mention this stuff. It's not super important, but it is funny. Apparently in the Deke dub, these girls show up twice in this episode.
Oh, really?
Their voices are swapped in the two appearances.
Deke dub?
Yeah,
Deke dub.
It's not great. But they basically are like, hey, you're Shingo's sister, right? Can you explain why he's such a dick?
And Usagi's like, what did he do now?
And we get like a flashback, sort of.
Yes, today
like them explaining what happened.
We see Shingo at his desk, and Mika comes up to talk to him. And Shingo says congratulations on the contest. Yeah. And Mika hands him a wrapped up present. Yeah. That she says is the doll that won her the contest.
Yeah. And she goes like, oh, is this okay?
Yeah, is it okay that I have something so important? And she says, yeah, it's because you were always there to talk to me when I needed it. And
the
also,
scene is very cute for the first half of it.
Yes, although it's also kind of creepy to me because it kept zooming in on their faces each shot. Every time it just zoomed in closer and closer on their eyes, and I was like, fair enough. What the fuck is happening?
I guess.
So then she's about to give him the doll, and a bunch of kids show up like the fucking ghost parade in Geiger Hell. That just start making fun of Shingo. Yeah. For them being in love. Because these children don't understand the value of love. And justice.
And Shingo sort of is getting embarrassed.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, I don't want this anymore. And he shoves the doll back at Mika.
Yes. And she accidentally drops it because of that. And it shatters. And it fucking screams. There is a sound effect that plays over this part where it shatters that sounds like a scream.
I'm pretty sure that's Mika. I'm pretty sure Mika is screaming.
Is Mika screaming? Okay.
I think so.
That would make a little more sense. I thought it was just sort of, artistic license.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Mika.
But yeah, Mika starts crying. She opens up the thing and it's all shattered and broken.
Then Shingo's just like, whatever, and runs away.
Yeah. And then the girls, we flash back to the girls talking to Usagi and Naru in the present day. And, well, this was the same day. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the girls say that Shingo didn't even apologize.
Right.
And everybody just felt so bad for Mika. And asking if Usagi could get him to apologize to Mika. And Usagi agrees. She says, "Don't worry, girls, just leave it to his smart and pretty big sister. I'm gonna make him apologize for sure."
Yep.
And then we cut to the very sad scene.
Yes.
A very sad... That scene was already kind of sad.
Yeah.
But this is very sad.
Yeah.
We see Mika's room, which is full of dolls.
She's working on a new doll.
Yes. She's doing it sadly in sort of the dark, just lit by a lamp on her desk. Her mom knocks on the door, and Mika invites her in. Her mom observes that it's so dark, and Mika says, "Well, it's easier to concentrate."
That's not true.
No. And her mom looks at the new doll she's making, and says, "Oh, it looks like it's on the verge of tears."
Yeah, and we see the doll's face, and it's just...
It's very sad.
It's a sad doll. Sad baby.
It's a sad so baby doll. But she says, "But it's still well made. Why don't we look at the doll that won the prize and see how it compares?" And
Mika is like... She lies to her mom and is like, "Oh, someone else is borrowing it."
And when her mom asks who, she just says, "Just someone." Which is a good... I feel like most parents know that one. Yeah. They know at that point. Yeah. And her mom just says to show it to her when she gets it back. And when she leaves, we see Mika sort of puts the hair on the doll that she's been making. It's got like some long brown hair. She opens the drawer on her desk, and we see the shattered doll. Yeah. And then she starts crying. Yeah. It's very sad. It's very sad. There's some sad moments in these episodes. Yeah. And then we cut to the haunted mansion in the woods. Stars see all, stars know all. Yeah. I'm convinced at this point that that's just... We know that there's some technology in this universe that works on just saying words, like Moon Tiara action or Moon Prism Power makeup. I think Nephrite has to say the stars see all, the stars know all for his weird mystic terrarium. Not terrarium. Nope. Stellarium. Sure. No. What's it fucking called? Planetarium. Yeah. For his weird mystic planetarium to start up. Yeah. And he says, "Orpheus and Lyra has begun to play a plaintive melody on his harp," which is a grammatically fucking wild roller coaster of a sentence. Is it? Orpheus and Lyra. I think he says in. I think he says and. Okay. I'm pretty sure he says and. Because I'm pretty sure the star Orpheus is in the Lyra constellation. I thought there was a constellation that is called Orpheus. Okay. Could be. Maybe I'm wrong, though. But he says he has selected my next target, which is Mika. Right. Up. And then we see Shingo in Shingo's room. Yeah. We see him trying to write an apology letter to Mika. Yes. And just ripping it up because he can't find the words. Which, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. He's like 8. He's like 8. And then Usagi knocks on his door. And he hides the paper he was writing on and tells her to come in. And she does, and then fucking punches him in the on the fucking crown. Yeah, she does the anime thing where she just extends her fist down onto the top of his head. Yes. And when he asks what that's for, she says it was for Mika. And tells him to apologize, to just fucking go to Mika's house and say sorry. And say sorry. And he is reluctant, but she threatens to tell mom and dad what he did, and that makes him want to go do it. So then we see Mika's house. We see Shingo practicing apologizing. Yes. And then he is about to go in. Right. When he is interrupted by the noise of a car. The thrum of the engine. The thrum of the engine, the sound that runs through the end of the world. And a red sports car drives up to Mika's house. And there's a man sitting sexily on top of it with his shirt open. Not true. No. That's a Newton reference. Yes. We see Nephrite in his Masato Sanjuin costume. Yes. Get out of the car. And Shingo realizes, oh, they have company.
Yeah.
I should come back later.
He gets very excited about this car. He's like,
yes.
Wow, that's a fucking rad-ass car.
He starts sounding like Pajama Sam when he gets excited.
I've never played Pajama Sam, so fair. I can't confirm or deny.
But, quote-unquote, Masato Sanjui uses the ringer thingy. I don't know what that's called.
Mika's house has, like, a wall with a gate around it.
And it's got a buzzer thingy.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, it's Masato Sanjui, and we talked on the phone. And they let him in. And then we see inside their living room, which is also full of dolls.
Yes.
Because, again, they're both doll makers.
Yeah.
The two people who live in this house are doll makers.
Yeah.
Masato compliments their doll making. Mm-hmm. This is the only part where anyone mentions them being French-style dolls.
Yes. There's another reference to that we'll get to in a bit.
Okay. And he asks to see the doll that won, Mika's doll that won the contest. Mm-hmm. And her mom wisely deflects. Yeah. And says, Mika, show him the doll, the new doll that you're working on. And she does. And Nephrite Masato.
Just call him Nephrite.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Nephrite.
It's not hidden. It's not a secret.
Is very excited about the doll. Yeah. In a way that, like, either his acting is really good, or Nephrite genuinely loves dolls.
Yeah, it could go either way.
He's like,
honestly.
This is lovely. The sorrowful expression is sublime. And then he fucking puts his curse mark on it.
Yeah.
And he summons... Sorry?
It gets makeup.
It gets makeup and gets evil. It gets evil-faced. We do hear his internal monologue here.
Right.
Which he does say he summons the monster Jumo.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a better name than Cameron.
Well, here's the thing about Jumo, is that it comes from the French doll maker, Pierre Jumeau.
Okay. Fair. You know what? That's just a pun. That's just a good pun. Cameron is a pun, but it's a bad pun.
Okay. I don't know the fucking parameters for what makes a good pun versus a bad pun, I guess.
If it's a name that just anybody can have, it's a bad monster name. Okay. I'm not gonna just meet a woman named Jumo, but I could meet a Cameron.
I guess.
Anyway.
Anyway.
The doll is evil now, and Nephrite asks Mika to make him 10 copies for him to sell. And she's like, that's a lot! But her mom says she's having a doll, like, exhibition at the museum.
Right.
That they can go to sell the dolls, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Mika's room, where she is already working on the dolls.
She's finished a new doll. She is, like, an additional doll.
She's finished a copy of the first doll already. Yeah. And she says, I don't know why, but I'm feeling really motivated. I'm gonna get started on the second one. And
her mom comes in.
Yes, her mom is like, I'm glad you're eager, but it's bedtime. You have school tomorrow.
And Mika's just like, Mom, I know what I'm doing.
I'll be fine. She says it in that kind of tone, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be fine. She's very clearly been possessed.
Her mom is concerned, is like, hey, it's okay. You should go to sleep. You need to get some rest.
She tries to put up the doll stuff.
Right.
And Mika
shoves her mother.
Yes, we see a zoom in on her eye go from regular anime girl eye to angry anime girl eye, I guess. And I guess I could have just said she gets angry.
You could have, but it's fine.
And she fucking shoves her mom to the floor.
Right. And her mom is very scared, and I guess...
The room goes red.
Yeah.
The doll on the shelf creepily shakes its head.
Yeah.
This is a weird, creepy moment.
I don't know why this happened.
It moves its head to the right, and then it moves its head to the left. Its eyes staying still the whole time. And then it turns into its evil face again with a nephrite mark on its forehead.
Yeah.
As dramatic gothic organ music plays in the background.
And then we cut to commercial. We find out that John Culberson sucks some more from the commercial. I just learned a lot about some fucking heart implants I could get.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when we get back from the commercial, we see Mika making more dolls.
Yes.
And outside, Shingo is talking to Mika's mom
Mm-hmm.
and asking how Mika is doing, and she says that she's been working on her dolls so much that she's not even sleeping.
Yeah.
Which isn't great.
Here's the thing. I know that Mika is possessed by a demon monster.
Yes.
Her mother is an adult, and she is 8 years old?
Yes. If she's not sleeping...
Her mom could make her sleep.
Well, she couldn't make her sleep, but she could try to make her go to bed.
Okay, she could just, like, I don't know, just give Mika some Benadryl.
I guess, yeah, sure. Would that stop the monster, though?
I don't know. That's true.
Shingo asks if he can talk to her, and they go up to her room, and her mom knocks on her door and says Shingo's here to see her.
Mm-hmm.
And Mika just says, I don't want to talk to him, go away.
Mm-hmm.
And we see her just making dolls again.
Yeah.
And we get an evil doll shot.
Uh-huh.
Beep, 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 it's a haunted doll watch. I forgot to make that joke at
God.
the top of the episode, too.
It's fine.
It's only one episode, though, of the three we're doing, so. And it's hair flowing through the air, like the doll's hair is it's a weird, again, this is very much artistic license, I feel. And then we cut to Shingo's room afterward. Yes. He's upset.
He's like sitting at his desk, thinking, pondering.
Yes. He's worried about how Mika is still really mad at him.
And he's still trying to think of a way to make it up to her for breaking the doll.
Yes, and Usagi brings him some glasses of what I'm pretty sure is like fruit punch.
Yeah.
And Shingo's like, hey, what the fuck's wrong with you? This is weird. And Usagi says, as your kind older sister, I can't let you keep being as depressed as you've been without trying to cheer you up. And I like that. This is a good scene altogether.
It's good.
She asks if he apologized to Mika, and he explains the situation. We see the glasses of fruit punch become empty as to indicate the passage of time, as he explains the whole situation to her. And Shingo's worried that he hurt her so badly that she'll never want to be his friend again.
Yeah.
And Usagi tries to cheer Shingo up and says that she advises him to bring her something nice when he goes back over there.
Yeah.
Because girls are big softies for presents, she says.
Uh-huh.
And Shingo's like, yeah, I'll do that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very sweet scene. It's a weird contrast to her just casually punching him in the skull.
Yeah, listen, sibling relationships are strange.
That's fair. I mean, last time Usagi committed physical violence against Shingo, it was a big deal. When she slapped him.
Yeah.
But then we see in Usagi's room, Usagi is worried. She says she tells Luna that she's worried about Mika's behavior, like something weird.
Yeah, she said she didn't want to concern Shingo.
Yes. And Luna compliments her for being so perceptive.
Yeah.
And then Usagi says she tries to do her absolute best when it comes to her little brother.
Uh-huh.
And then also says the thought of a cursed doll is super interesting. And Luna is terrified by that thought.
Yes.
But she says it could be the work of the Dark Kingdom.
And Usagi is immediately uninterested.
Yes.
She's like, oh, well then maybe we should just let Ami and Rei do it.
Yeah, and then Luna's like, Usagi, and she's like, yeah, I know. And then we see Luna, Ami, and Usagi trying to stake out Mika's house.
Yeah.
By which I mean Luna just stands on a wall and tries to look into their windows.
Uh-huh.
But the windows are closed, so this was not a foolproof plan.
No, not exactly.
But they do find a sign for the doll exhibition.
Yes.
And then we see Shingo again. He's walking down the street, and he passes by the arcade.
Right.
And sees a Sailor V poster for the game. And
he sort of flashes back, thinking about a conversation he had with Mika.
Yes.
About how they both don't really care much for Sailor V. They prefer Sailor Moon.
Uh-huh. And then Shingo's like, Epiphany. That's it. And then we cut to Shingo molding a doll out of clay.
Yes.
And Usagi is there and compliments him on it being very cute and says, who wouldn't want a little piggy?
Mm-hmm.
And Shingo is offended and says, it's supposed to be Sailor Moon. And Usagi has offended herself.
Uh-huh.
But he's like, well, it's the thought that counts, right? And she says, well, she is the guardian of love and justice.
Yep.
It's also a very cute scene. There's a lot of very cute scenes in this episode.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Rei.
Yeah, Rei and Mamoru.
Yes, seem to be going on a date.
Uh-huh.
He's not wearing his purple pants, unfortunately.
He's not. I guess he knows better than to wear those on a date.
Yes. Or perhaps he's phoned him in. That's not the right verb, but he's hung him up.
Oh.
For good.
He's put away his purple pants?
He's put away such childish things. As his purple pants. But Rei is taking him on a date to the museum where the doll exhibition is going to be, which is a hell of a coincidence. Although I guess you could say which is a hell of a coincidence to a lot of things over the course of this show.
Yeah. Rei is explaining to him about the doll makers. How Mika and her mother are just so good.
Right. And then we see inside the museum Nephrite talking to Mika's mom. Mika's mom says that Mika is finishing up the last touches on her dolls in sort of the back room. Mm-hmm. The back room of the museum, I guess.
Museums have back rooms. You don't seem to understand that most businesses have employee areas.
Yes, of course. But it's just one... There's just one? It's just the back room, and it's a small workshop?
It's a pretty small gallery.
I guess that's fair. And Mika's mom says she almost feels bad for Mika for how hard she's been working on the dolls. Mm-hmm. Which she should, because she hasn't slept.
Definitely should feel bad. Not even almost.
And then we see a shot of the doll smiling sinisterly again. Uh-huh. We get a lot of those shots in this episode.
Yeah.
It does stop being creepy after a while. It's just like... Here it is again.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you forget that this doll was haunted? We need to remind you.
Yep.
This doll, super fucking haunted, y'all.
Mm-hmm. I love The Conjuring.
We see Ami at the museum. She's wearing a fucking great outfit. Yeah, she's got a long, like, greenish skirt.
Yeah.
With, like, an orange top and, like, an orange headband with, like, white polka dots.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's very cute.
And she's holding a basket that has Luna inside it. Mm-hmm. It's, like, a covered basket. Which we see later in later episodes, too, so I think that's just her basket now.
That's just Luna's, her basket.
That's Luna's basket. And Luna spots Rei and Mamoru. Mm-hmm. Don't know why they didn't try to get in contact with Rei about this situation.
Unsure. They have those things.
Yeah, they have the communicators now. We see Rei trying to show Mamoru the dolls, and Mamoru is clearly stressed out. It seems as though there's two possibilities. Either Mamoru is bored, or he shares Luna's fear of dolls.
Yes.
And I feel like it's the latter.
I really hope it's the latter.
I think he's afraid of dolls.
Yeah.
Which is valid, but also I enjoy his suffering.
Fair, yeah.
And there's a weird scene here.
Yeah.
Mamoru and Nephrite pass each other.
Yes.
Nephrite, again, is still in his, like, Masato Sanjuin costume. But the screen, like, goes blue.
Yeah, there's, like, a freeze frame.
Yeah. It goes like, blue and, like, there's, like, speed lines going off of them.
Yeah,
like,
it's very dramatic.
Yes. Like, they've both, like, noticed each other. Mm-hmm. And Mamoru turns and says, "May I help you?" And Nephrite just sort of, there's a beat. And then he says, "Sorry, I thought you were someone else."
Yeah.
And then they walk away.
Yeah.
Which is a weird scene. Mm-hmm. Although a lot of people do seem to think Mamoru is someone else. There's a lot of scenes of that, you know?
Yeah.
Like with Rei thinking he's Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, that's not possible.
That's not possible. So then we see Usagi and Shingo come to the museum.
Can we talk about Shingo's hat?
Shingo
is wearing a baseball hat.
Yes.
He's wearing like a
blue baseball hat.
He's wearing like a hoodie, an orange hoodie with shorts on. And a baseball hat that says Shingo.
Yes. It does not say Shingo.
It says Shingo.
It says Shingo.
And I did look this up. I was like, oh, is that maybe like a difference in romanization styles? But no, his name is Shingo with an SH.
Okay.
So it just says Shingo.
Now, but why?
I don't know. Maybe he saw it and was like, hey, that me. That's close enough.
That's almost me. Maybe he always intended to just sort of take a Sharpie to it and put an H in between the S and the I.
Yeah.
And just never did.
Yeah, possible.
He's wearing... God, it's really funny.
It's really funny.
This is Shingo's story. Shingo's love. Mika's mom directs Usagi and Shingo to the back room where Mika is. She says she'd probably be happy to have visitors. Mm-hmm. And Shingo is reluctant.
Yeah. We see he is carrying the finished doll that he made.
Yes, he's carrying the finished little Sailor Moon.
Yeah, and it's painted, and it looks a lot more like Sailor Moon now.
Yes, now that it's painted.
Yeah.
It's still...
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute. He did a good job.
Yeah. I don't know how he fired that.
Maybe just put it in the fucking oven. I feel like they made like kid focused oven clay.
That's
in
possible.
The 90s.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So they go to the back room. Mm-hmm. They go to the back room just in time to see fucking tentacles coming out of the doll.
Yeah.
The doll that's possessed by the monster. Mm-hmm. And Nephrite says that Mika's energy is at its peak, and blah blah blah. You guys, you know this.
Yeah,
we know this. The monster comes out. It's all shadowy and cool.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking doll thing.
Yes.
It's a creepy
It's like a mannequin.
Yeah, she's like a big mobile mannequin with like no joints.
No joints.
Her parts are just floating.
Yeah.
And then Jumo, here's something I'm getting real fucking sick of.
What's up?
So Mika is knocked out.
Uh-huh.
Because her energy is being drained. And then Shingo tries to save her, and Jumo just fucking slaps him to the fucking wall.
Yeah.
And he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
And I'm getting real sick of fucking characters who are nearby both a monster and Usagi getting conveniently knocked out so they can't see Usagi transform.
Listen. They can't see her transform.
Just let him. Just let him.
No.
Let him know. Let Shingo know.
But he does drop the doll
when
he gets slapped to the side and Jumo steps on it and breaks it.
And Usagi is furious.
Yeah.
But Luna jumps through the window. I guess. And tells Usagi to transform.
Yeah.
And she does. And we get her opening speech. Mm-hmm. She says, "I am the pretty guardian who fights for love and for justice. I am Sailor Moon." Mm-hmm. Which, that part we know. She says, "How dare you break the cute little doll that Shingo made just for Mika? You evil monster! Don't you realize that doll was filled with the true heart of its maker? Even the Girls' Day dolls are angry.
Yeah.
In the name of the moon, I'll punish you." Now, can you explain to me?
Oh, do you want to know what Girls' Day is?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a Girls' Day doll?
Girls' Day is a festival in Japan. Mm-hmm. I believe it is called, the Japanese name is Hinamatsuri.
Okay.
And it is a holiday, it's a festival where I assume it's just like any other festival, like there's like booths and stuff and you can get food and hang out.
Okay.
But the like central sort of attraction is I don't know how to describe this. What do you call like a stand with dolls on it?
A doll stand.
There's like a doll stand, and it has male and female dolls who are meant to represent the like Emperor and Empress of Japan.
Okay.
And also they're surrounded by other pairs of male and female dolls, and I believe there's something about Shinto weddings it has to do with.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what Girls' Day is.
Not to sound like, why isn't there a White History Month? But is there a Boys' Day?
I don't think so.
Okay. So yeah, in the name of the moon, she'll punish her. Luna observes, she seems pretty super gung-ho today. I hope she's gonna be alright.
Yeah,
and then Jumo sicks a doll after Usagi.
Yep.
There's a doll with vampire teeth.
Yep.
That just flies at Usagi.
And Usagi escapes out the window.
Yes, she just runs out the window, running, screaming for someone to help her. And Luna's like, I should have known. And Jumo chases after her. But Ami and Rei show up, already transformed. I guess.
Yeah. Listen, we didn't have time for all of the transformations.
Yeah, that's fair.
In this episode.
Ami bubble sprays.
Yeah.
To get the dolls away. They unite, the three Sailor Guardians unite.
Yeah. In
the bubble spray. But then more dolls come out and try to attack them. But Rei fucking exercises them, and it's super cool.
But while they're distracted with exercising those dolls, Jumo has grabbed Usagi by the neck.
Jumo has done what only a few monsters can do. she's exhibited a form of competency that few monsters have done, which is to take advantage of the calling your attacks long sequences to, like, while Rey is busy doing the very long sequence to exercise the dolls, she has grabbed Usagi.
Yeah. I want to say, there are a couple of shots of Jumo strangling Usagi in this sequence.
Yes.
All of those were cut from the Deke dub.
Really?
Yes.
I can't imagine how the action of this scene goes in the Deke dub.
It can't be good. It cannot be a good scene in the Deke dub.
What are the stakes?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rey tries to Fire Soul Jumo, but her parts just levitate out of the way.
Yeah.
While Usagi stays in the air, still, like, being choked by her floating hands. So, kind of, Usagi just gets Fire Souled a little bit. And then Jumo starts shooting her arms at the other Sailor Guardians.
And apparently her arms are razor sharp.
Yes. Ami uses her supercomputer glasses to spot the weak point in her right leg, which is her right foot. Ami continuously says leg, but it is her right foot.
It could be a mouth flaps thing, I don't know.
Maybe.
They could have needed to fit it into the existing footage. It's unclear.
Yeah. Ami tells Sailor Moon to target the leg. Sweep the leg. And Usagi tries to Moontiar action, but she's having the life choked out of her, so it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
But then, as usual, we are saved by a rose striking Jumo in the face, which I guess causes her hands to teleport back to her in shock, which releases Usagi. And Tuxedo Mask tells Usagi to finish her, and she does. And Jumo dissolves into fucking dust in a pretty kind of visceral dissolving sequence. Yeah. So that's the end of that creepy doll thing, I guess. Yeah. I expected more from the creepy dolls. Mika's energy comes back.
Yeah.
She wakes up. She wakes Shingo up. And then they see Sailor Moon's shadow. They see Sailor Moon behind a curtain, asking if they're okay. And saying, I took care of the monster, so now it's your turn to make up and be good friends again. So long! And then she leaves.
Just learning from Tuxedo Mask.
Yes. Yeah, including the window.
Yeah.
Although it's a short window this time. It's not a very high up window.
Right.
Shingo apologizes, and Mika forgives him, and it's cute. And then we cut to school, and there's another cute scene where...
Yeah,
at least
part of it is cute.
Part of it is cute. Where Mika gives Shingo a present, which is a fucking figurine.
Yeah.
A fucking amiibo she made of...
A fucking 2-scale amiibo of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, just blowing him out of the water with his fucking clay thing.
Shingo loves it, though.
Shingo loves it. He's like, it looked just like her, and she's so cool.
And then Mika gets jealous?
Yes. She says, oh, so you like Sailor Moon more than me, huh? And then she goes, and stomps off.
And the episode ends with Shingo going to run after her, then fucking spiking the camera. Yeah. And saying, what can I say? Women love me.
And then we get a shot of the doll, and then a little, a rabbit-shaped, what do you call that? Irising?
Yeah. It, closes in.
Yeah.
Unclear why Mika would give him that if she was just gonna be like, oh, so you like her more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of this episode is good. The ending is a little weird.
Yeah. And I wanted more creepy doll action.
That's fair.
Although there was a part, I didn't mention this, there is a part when the doll is flying at Usagi where it fucking hangs upside down and its eyes are rolled back into its head, and then the eyes roll back down and they're facing in the wrong directions, and it's good.
I'm glad there wasn't much creepy doll action in this movie, because I'm glad there wasn't much creepy doll action in this episode, because I'm not a fan of creepy dolls.
Yeah. How did you feel about the dolls in general?
Creepy.
Okay, because I felt like I had a realization, which is that I didn't find them super creepy, just like the ones that are on the shelves and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think doll faces, French doll faces, just have anime faces.
You know what?
So, they lack the uncanny quality when surrounded by anime characters.
Fair enough.
They just have the big eyes, the small mouths.
Yeah.
Anyway, next episode.
Yeah, next episode is...
Episode 19.
Usagi's Joy. A love letter from Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah. This is, the spookiest episode by far.
Oh, definitely. This episode was directed by Takeo Yoshizawa and written by Sukihiro Tomita. It first aired July 25th, 1992 in Japan, and October 2nd, 1995 in English.
Okay.
Pretty close to now. October 2nd.
Yeah. So I guess this is seasonally relevant.
Yeah,
in
even
a way.
though the episodes are all set in summer.
Yes.
This episode opens on the Haunted Mansion.
Yes. Where Nephrite is doing his thing, his star thing. And he says, "Hear me, Regulus, ruler of the southern skies, O vast constellation of Leo the Lion, show me a weakness, something I can use to eliminate those sailor guardians forever."
Yeah, And then we get a very brief clip show.
Yes.
For a second I forgot what episode this was and was like, oh, is this just a clip episode?
How great would that be?
No.
Are there clip show episodes?
I don't think Sailor Moon has any clip episodes, thankfully.
I love those, though. They're funny to me.
That's fair.
I love the framing devices.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stars show Nephrite Sailor Moon. Just his favorite episodes of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Mostly a sequence in which Tuxedo Mask rescues Sailor Moon.
And she is, very into him.
Yes.
And he's like, got it.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Tuxedo Mask. I will use her love of him against her.
Yes. And then Zoisite appears.
Yeah.
Behind him, saying Beryl wants a word with him. And then we cut to the Geiger Hell school skull.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep calling it the school skull. That's not as fun.
You shouldn't.
The Christopher Robin skull.
No.
Beryl says that she's heard that Nephrite is having some trouble gathering human energy for the Great Ruler. And hey, what's up? What the fuck? What the fuck's up, Nephrite?
Hey, I thought you'd be better.
And Nephrite says the universe wasn't built in a day, my queen. Which
is an extremely
That's an extremely Nephrite thing you just said.
Yeah,
Beryl gets mad, rightfully, because Nephrite's being a kind of a little shit, and threatens that if he fucks up too much, he'll join Jadeite in eternal sleep.
Yes.
And the crowd whispers anxiously, as they are wont to do whenever eternal sleep is mentioned. Just like, eternal sleep. We don't get that this time, but
not this time.
We do get the whispering anxiously. And Nephrite says something here.
Yeah?
Nephrite says, "I am Nephrite, proud member of the Dark Kingdom's 4 Kings of Heaven.
Yes.
And I will succeed in my mission."
Yep.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. I believe the term used in the Japanese is Shitino, which means 4 heavenly kings.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But he says he has a plan to deal with the sailors, the Sailor Moon specifically. And Beryl's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's more like it.
And Zoisite is like, oh, yeah, I bet. Jadeite said the same shit, you piece of garbage.
What if Zoisite and Jadeite dated?
Possibly.
And Zoisite just doesn't like that Nephrite took his dead boyfriend's job.
Could be.
Anyway, Usagi's house.
I'll say this. If they were dating, it wasn't recently.
Okay.
For reasons.
Okay. We see Usagi's house.
Yeah.
We see Usagi sees that she has a letter in the mailbox as she's walking home from school, I suppose. And it's from Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, it's from Tuxedo Mask.
That's interesting. An interesting coincidence.
Yeah, she takes the letter to her room.
Yes, she reads it. It says, "My heart yearns for you. Please come meet me at the MS Mall in Shinjuku tomorrow night."
Yes.
Shinjuku,
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usagi is ecstatic.
She's very into this.
Finally. Tuxedo Mask has returned her feelings for her. And Luna's a bit more skeptical.
She's pointing out some of the
plot holes.
Some of the plot holes in this letter. Like, hey, how would he know that you are Sailor Moon?
Yes. Why would he send you a love letter also? Usagi's answer to that is that he's in love with her. And Luna says, okay, even if your delusions are real, which is that's not us editorializing.
That's actually what Luna says.
Yes. Then she points out, how the fuck does he know you're Sailor Moon?
And
Usagi's like, he just knows because we're in love.
Yeah, he can there's no lies between lovers.
And, Luna's like, we don't also actually know if we can trust Tuxedo Mask, because we don't know his deal. And Usagi just doesn't sort of respond to that. No. She's just like, keeps on fawning. Mm-hmm. And then we cut to school.
Yeah.
And hear just an external shot of the school. And we hear Usagi yelling, "No way, you're all lying!" And it turns out that all of the girls at school have gotten letters from Tuxedo Mask.
Mm-hmm. The same letter.
Yes. The exact... telling them to the same place. Can we... Let's not beat around the bush here. Can we talk about Nephrite's plan here?
Let's talk about Nephrite's plan here.
Because it does unravel for him.
It does unravel for him in very good ways. He has invited every single... I assume every single 14-year-old girl in Juban.
Yes.
To the Shinjuku Mall.
And now, the thing is... This isn't the first time any of the Dark Kingdom have wanted to get into direct contact with Sailor Moon.
Right.
Because the thing is here, he doesn't know who Sailor Moon is. So he sends it to all the girls in the hope that one of them is Sailor Moon.
Yes. Does not mention Sailor Moon in the letter.
No. You know what Jadeite did when he wanted Sailor Moon's attention? He projected a big fucking image of himself into the sky and said, "Hey, Sailor Moon, come here."
Yes.
Which would work here if you just made an illusion of Tuxedo Mask.
I don't think Usagi would be like, that's weird. Luna would, but Usagi wouldn't listen.
No. So instead...
Although maybe, there's something that happens later that leads me to believe that maybe Usagi would catch on that it's not actually Tuxedo Mask. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. But, they all got the same fucking letter. Mm-hmm. Naru doesn't know who the fuck Tuxedo Mask is.
Yeah, she's like, I don't even know who this is. Do any of you? And all of the other girls in class are like, no, we don't.
But, which is interesting for a thing I'll talk about later. Very soon, actually, I think. But Naru internally wonders about this mysterious Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
And she says it would be great if it was Masato Sanjui.
Yes.
Who she, I guess, remembers from when she helped out her quote-unquote sis.
Right.
With tennis. Once. But she is just head over heels for Masato Sanjui.
Yeah.
AKA Nephrite, if you need a reminder. Miss Haruna comes into class. She tells the girls not to be too distracted by this fucking letter prank. From learning. And the girls are all like, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, Miss Haruna. And she says, since we don't know what kind of person sent the letters, I want everyone to avoid going out alone at night, especially to the MS Mall in Shinjuku.
Yes.
And they're all like, yeah. And apparently they listen.
Yes.
For reasons we'll find later, which makes sense.
We can talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah, okay. Then Miss Haruna turns around and just internally is just pissed off that Tuxedo Mask sent everybody else letters, but not her.
She's pissed off that Tuxedo Mask sent all of these children a letter and not her, the adult.
Yeah. Then we cut to Luna talking to Ami at, I guess Ami is at, a sports thing?
Yeah, she's at, the school field or something.
And she's explaining, hey, something fucking fishy's going on with these fucking letters. And Ami suggests going to talk to Rei about it and see what she thinks about it. And then we get a cut into my favorite scene.
Okay.
We cut to the inside of a toy grabber claw machine.
Yes.
We need to talk about
so there are a couple of things in this toy grabber of note. One...
I want to make sure we do this in the right order.
Okay.
First of all, there's a Sailor V toy.
Yes, obviously,
yes,
right?
That makes sense. She has her own game. We know she has merch. There being a Sailor V toy is,
Yeah.
There's also a Sailor Mars toy.
There's a Sailor Mars... Now, did you notice the thing about the Sailor Mars doll?
I noticed it was, winking.
It's a palette swap of the Sailor V doll. It has the bow. It has the bow and the mask.
Wait, no, it doesn't have the mask.
I'm pretty sure it has the mask. It could not, but it does have the bow.
Okay. That is cute. That's a nice detail.
But, Who?
Whomst. Who allowed them?
Yeah.
Is that legal? Is the Sailor V merchandise at all legal?
Yeah, Did Sailor V commission this?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Ray did not commission this Sailor Mars doll.
Yeah. We also see there's like some dolls that I wonder...
I believe those dolls are from a different anime that Toei made.
Okay, I did recognize that, name. Like, cow.
Yes. I think the cow is actually the, like, author mascot for Naoko Takeuchi.
Right, I have seen that, yes. Yeah. There's also, like, some other dolls that kind of look like they're in sailor uniforms, but...
So... I think those are from the other show.
Okay, those are from, like, the Sailor V... Or, no,
No. They're from a different show that Toei did. I don't know the name of it.
So those aren't sailor uniforms, those are just schoolgirl uniforms.
Yes.
There's also a doll of Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
Which we see in the claw, actually.
And Mamoru is grabbing it.
Yes, it's Mamoru at the claw machine who is trying to grab himself a Tuxedo Mask doll. There's also a very important doll that we need to talk about.
I hope you noticed the same one as me.
I froze this frame to take in everything.
Okay,
as soon as I noticed Ray in there. There's a Queen Beryl doll.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, why the fuck?
Why is there a Queen Beryl doll?
Is there something I don't know about the plot of this show that would at all explain why there's a Queen Beryl doll?
I don't think so. None of our main characters have met Queen Beryl.
No. So, as far as we know, none of the people who would definitely know about Queen Beryl do know about Queen Beryl.
As far as I'm aware, Sailor V has not met Queen Beryl.
Okay.
I don't know how. It's a funny joke. It's a funny fourth wall breaking joke.
Sure.
But there's no in-universe justification for why this is.
Can we consider the possibility that the Dark Kingdom just put a Queen Beryl doll?
We can.
In there.
Do you think Zoe Sight would do that?
He seems the type.
He does seem the type.
Either him or Jadeite, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe some other...
Maybe Jadeite was setting up a plan to use the arcade that he never got to utilize.
Yeah. Oh, what if he was going to put a fucking Queen Beryl doll. He did put the doll in there.
Yeah.
But he was gonna enchant it with some shit. But he felt, you know how Luna detects evil auras all the time? Yeah. He felt a good aura coming off that arcade machine that Luna uses to contact her boss.
Yeah.
And he was like, shit, this location is compromised. But he left the doll.
Mm-hmm.
That's my headcanon now.
Yep. But we see Mamoru and Motoki playing on the crane machine.
Mamoru's trying to get that Tuxedo Mask doll. So again, I guess people know about Tuxedo Mask.
I guess.
I
guess? No, I don't know. And they're talking about the,
Maybe this arcade is just magic.
Maybe.
They're talking about the letter thing.
Yeah.
They're like this Tuxedo Mask, huh?
Yeah.
And Mamoru's like, could it be some kind of advertisement?
Which, you know what? That's fair. That's a sensible theory, I think.
That's fair. It's viral marketing.
Right. Which I don't think existed in 1992, but
no,
you know what?
I mean, it's just some enterprising tuxedo boy who's just ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
It is like a tuxedo business, I assume.
Probably.
And then Usagi enters. They see her enter.
And she is very sad.
She's very sad. She sighs.
She sighs multiple times.
Yes. Motoki says she sighs. Motoki says hi. Usagi just sighs again. Motoki says, "What's wrong? You look kind of bummed out." And Usagi just says, "Sigh." And Mamoru sort of tries to deduce that everybody else got a letter but her. And that must sting. But Usagi corrects him and says, "No, I got a letter too." And Motoki's like, "Okay, why are you upset then?" "Because he's cheating on me," is why. Usagi is mad that Tuxedo Mask has been cheating on her with all these other girls.
Yeah.
And is inviting them to hang out. And then she starts crying.
Yes.
And of course, that Mamoru and Motoki have to brace themselves on the side of the arcade machine. Because Usagi's crying just weakens everyone around her.
Yes.
And then we cut to Rei's room. We see Rei's bedroom. Ami and Luna have showed up at Rei's house.
Rei is laying in bed.
Yes.
Coughing.
Yes, she is sick with a cold. And says that she probably can't get out of bed right now.
Yeah.
Even for Tuxedo Mask. We do see she also got a letter.
Yeah, it's on her table.
But Ami offers to bring her some ice.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's very cute.
And then we cut to the mall.
Mm-hmm. We see Naru.
First we see Nephrite. He's just hanging out.
Right, yeah.
And for the record, he's hanging out as Masato Sanjuin, of course.
Right, yes.
I want to point something out here that I've observed before.
Okay.
Which is Nephrite's theme song.
Yeah.
Which we've heard a few times so far. It's really fucky.
Is it?
It's kind of fucky.
I mean,
it's kind of some porn music.
Nephrite's pretty hot.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But I just remember that I didn't mention it when I realized this, but I remember the music playing over a scene between Nephrite and Zoisite talking, like alone, and that was the point I was like, oh, they fucking.
Well, they fucked.
They fucked. There's sexual tension remaining.
Yes. He's looking out over the mall.
Yeah,
from like a...
I think he's just window shopping, actually.
Yeah, probably.
He's just internal monologuing about how Sailor Moon's love for Tuxedo Mask is going to be her downfall and blah, blah, blah. Naru shows up.
Yeah.
We see Naru, who greets, quote-unquote, Mr. Sanjuin, asking if he even remembers her.
Yeah.
But he says he does.
Yeah.
And Naru says, can I ask you a weird question? Are you Tuxedo Mask?
Yes. She does not beat around the bush.
Yeah, and he is shocked. Nephrite is very concerned. Naru just says, it'd just be nice if you were Tuxedo Mask. And Nephrite...
This is convinced Nephrite that Naru must be Sailor Moon.
Yes, he's like, does she suspect I wrote the letters? Impossible. And then he creepily says... that has anyone told you you're the cutest girl in school? Again, middle schooler, adult man.
We don't know how old Nephrite is.
I guess we don't. I don't think he's a middle schooler.
He's not.
I think he's at least 18.
Yeah, probably.
And says he felt drawn to her since the first time they met. And hopes that she can make it tonight.
Yeah.
And then he walks off.
Okay, here's the thing. He says tonight. Naru pulls out her letter as he's leaving, looks at it, sees that it says tomorrow, and is like, oh, he must be Tuxedo Mask. He's telling me to meet him alone. He told all those other girls to come tomorrow.
That's what you're... Okay. I thought your point was that why does she think it's tonight if it's tomorrow?
Right, no.
Okay, that's a good deduction, actually.
Nephrite sent that letter, forgot what he said in it.
That's a good point, actually.
Completely fucked his plan.
He did fuck his plan up. He does think that she's Sailor Moon.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then we see Naru on the roof. We cut to Naru on the roof of the mall, just thinking about Masato Sanjuin.
Yeah.
And how much she loves him.
Yeah.
This guy she's never interacted with before this episode. Well, I guess it's implied, but...
She saw him and he was hot. Listen.
That's fair. She is a middle schooler.
Yeah.
That's valid. We see Usagi in her room. We cut to Usagi in her room. She is sulking.
Yeah.
She's upset about the Tuxedo Mask thing. But she makes a decision. She's now determined. The only way she can figure out what the fuck is happening with these letters and shit, like why the fuck her boyfriend is sending other girls love letters along with herself, is to go there and meet him.
Right. Now, also, for the record, Usagi has also forgotten that the letter said tomorrow.
Yes. I think maybe was there a day skip?
I don't think so.
If that's the case, then Naru's deduction still kind of makes sense, I guess. But
it's very strange.
It's strange. It's a bad plan. Nephrite's plan sucks. This is worse than any of Jadeite's plans.
Yeah, probably.
Usagi decides to go see Tuxedo Mask herself. And then she educates us, the audience, as she's prepping for her date.
Yeah.
She says the first rule of getting ready for a date: wear a clean pair of underwear. And a clean dress to go with it. And she does that.
Yes.
Second rule of getting ready. I hope you're all writing this down. Are you ready? Please. Are you going to take notes?
Yeah, okay. I'll take notes. Okay.
Just second rule. This is important for getting ready for a date. Wear just the right amount of perfume.
And she like spritzes 2 times on herself.
Yes. So keep that in mind. 2 spritzes.
2 spritzes.
Write that down.
It depends on how strong your perfume is.
Let's trust the experts on this one. Third rule of getting ready. This is probably one of the most important, I feel. Brush your teeth and get rid of stinky breath.
Yeah, pretty important.
You gotta get rid of the stinky breath.
Yeah.
And the finishing touch, just exactly the right shade of lipstick.
Yes.
Not the wrong one.
Don't wear the wrong shade of lipstick.
Do not, whatever you fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
If you wear the wrong shade of lipstick, I will come to your house and punch the lipstick out of your hand. I will punch it off your lips.
Okay.
Put the right lipstick on.
Usagi's right shade of lipstick is, like, bright pink.
Yes, which is just the right one.
It's just the right one.
Keep that in mind, everyone. I hope you're all listening. Usagi fantasizes about kissing Tuxedo Mask with her perfect shade of lipstick. And seems to have entirely forgotten that she's mad at him. Mm-hmm. And then we cut back to the mall. Mm-hmm. It's nighttime.
Yes.
We see Naru entering somehow.
Yeah.
She fucking... I don't know why this thing isn't locked. I guess because Nephrite's in it. He would
stay open pretty late.
Well, that's fair, but Naru opens up a fucking... one of those, like, shutter things.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's also dark.
Yeah, that's
but I think it's because Nephrite's set this up.
Yeah.
Naru, like, calls out to see if anyone's there, if Tuxedo Mask or Mr. Sanjuin are there. Mm-hmm. And then Nephrite dramatically turns the lights on. And he is at the top of an escalator in Tuxedo Mask cosplay.
Well, it's like bargain bin Tuxedo Mask cosplay because the mask is the wrong color.
The mask's the wrong color. He really could have done better there. His hair is just... You couldn't cut your hair for the thing. You couldn't cut your hair
for this? You're a heavenly king. I'm sure you could regrow your hair back if you needed to.
Yeah. Like, you've done illusions and shit before, right?
And he is descending the escalator very dramatically.
Yes, the escalator has turned on, and he is riding it down. And Naru says she recognizes his voice, which surprises him for some reason. And she says... And no mask or hat can hide your beautiful face or hair.
Yeah.
Which is true. His hair, we should remind the audience at this point, perhaps, that his hair is down to his waist.
It's very voluminous.
And, yes, and brown. And, yeah, it's him. It's him. Anyone can look at him and see that it's him.
Like, especially because I cannot imagine that hair shade and style was super common in Japan in 1992.
Yeah.
For men.
For men, yeah, especially. God, Nephrite. Get it the fuck together, bud. And he's like, are you genuinely that in love with this Masato Sanjuin? And she's like, yes, I'm madly in love with you, Mr. Sanjuin. And then Nephrite is like, you know what, fuck this shit. And just, or rather the villain version of saying fuck this shit, which is enough of this charade. And he jumps...
Please. Charade.
And he jumps down the length of the escalator. He's not riding it all the way down. And he gets right up in Naru's face and says, I know who you are, you're Sailor Moon. And then we commercial break.
Yeah, And when we come back from commercial break, Usagi is walking down a road in Shinjuku and on her way to the mall.
She realizes that she probably should have told Ami and Rei where she was going. And then her fucking communicator beeps. Because she has... And guess who it is? It's Ami.
It's Ami.
Like, you could have done that just now.
Yeah.
You have a communicator. I guess cell phones haven't been invented yet or something.
You're not used to having that ability. Ami is like, hey, where the fuck are you?
Yes. And she explains that she's she's in Shinjuku. She's going to Shinjuku. And we see where Ami is, and she's still in Rei's room.
Right.
And Rei hears Usagi on the communicator and says, what? Fucking what? She's definitely going to see Tuxedo Mask without us. Which is a hell of a way of phrasing that.
Yeah.
Love polyamory, Guardians. This drives her to get out of bed despite her sickness. If there's her thirst for Tuxedo Mask cannot fuel her.
No.
But her spite against Usagi can.
Yes, absolutely.
And Rei basically storms off and says that she and Ami are gonna go fucking to the mall. And then we cut back to Nephrite with Naru, demanding Naru transform. But Naru's just really fucking confused, which valid.
Yeah, he, like, pokes her in the chest and is like, transform! And, like, I guess there's something he expected to happen when he did that. There are reasons
maybe
he
thought the brooch was a button.
Yeah.
And that's how the transformation works. And he was like, wait, where is it? Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you have to be Sailor Moon. Why else would you come to meet me? And Naru says, for love. And then Nephrite starts draining her energy.
Yeah.
Out of her forehead.
And he's like, wow, such immense energy.
Yes. Naru collapses into his arm. And they have a very, again, let's just keep referencing the only other anime I've watched real quick. They have a very Grammy the Power of Revolution type pose here.
Yeah,
like Nephrite is about to pull a sword out of her.
Yeah. As this is happening, we see Usagi arrive at the mall.
Yes.
She is like, Naru left the gate open, I guess, and she's like walking around. She hears Nephrite.
Yes.
Around the corner.
Yes.
And like sort of like sidles along the wall and peeks over and is like, what the fuck is Tuxedo Mask doing to Naru? Why would he do that?
But then, double take. She has a double take and like, hey, wait a minute.
That's not Tuxedo Mask.
And then she realizes something's fucking up.
Yeah.
And she transforms.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a weird cut here. There's a weird scene here.
Yeah.
We hard cut.
After she finishes the transformation, we cut to
Mamoru.
Walking down the street.
Yes, just nowhere nearby, it seems. He's like in front of a bookstore, and he collapses.
Well, we see like electricity or like energy coming off of him. And he, like, clutches his chest and collapses.
I think he clutches his head.
Oh,
actually.
Yeah.
And he says, not again.
Mm-hmm. He says, not again.
And he screams in pain as this, like, rainbow-colored lightning just envelops him, and he vanishes.
Well, we know what this scene is. He transforms into Tuxedo Mask.
Okay, I wasn't sure how much we wanted to still be,
No, this is the reveal. This is the reveal that he is Tuxedo Mask.
Okay. I was gonna save that, but for when the sailors find out he's Tuxedo Mask.
No.
But yeah.
This is the reveal.
We can call this the reveal. He turns into Tuxedo Mask.
And like the castanets and Spanish guitar.
Yes, I love this part. Yeah, I love the fucking Tuxedo Mask leitmotif kicking in. This is it's very funny. Like him screaming in pain and now castanets.
And he's Tuxedo Mask and he like goes off, I guess, to rescue Sailor Moon.
And then we cut back to the mall, and we see Sailor Moon confronting Nephrite. And he asks, how did you figure out I wasn't the real Tuxedo Mask? And it's like dog, boy, bud, Nephrite, my dude.
My dude.
Your hair.
You're everything.
Your
voice.
Your mask's the wrong color.
You're like so much bigger than Tuxedo Mask also.
He is a big man. Oh.
But Usagi has a different explanation.
Yes.
Which is that the power of love allows her to know. Essentially.
And she Sailor Moon kicks his hat off.
Yeah.
And Nephrite just sort of throws Naru at her, and Usagi tries to make sure she's safe. And just, like, lays her on the floor, basically.
Right.
And Nephrite levitates and throws off his disguise in a dramatic reveal.
And reveals his, like, Dark Kingdom uniform.
Yes, and Sailor Moon is like, oh, you're Masato Sanjui. And Nephrite is like, no!
I'm Nephrite.
I am Nephrite, one of the Dark Kingdom's 4 kings of heaven. I came to destroy you once and for all. So thanks for identifying your affiliation, my dude.
It's not... listen. It's not...
I guess there's not a ton of monsters in town. I guess if they figure... I don't know if they know about the Dark Kingdom yet, though.
They do.
Well, no, I know they do. I don't know if Nephrite knows that they know.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's fair.
And then he becomes a bunch of translucent ghost Nephrites.
Yes, he, like, does double team from Pokemon.
And turns the environment around him into, like, a starry backdrop. And says, hear me now, Regulus, brightest of the southern skies. Give me your strength. And we see the constellation Leo appear in the stars. And then it turns into a real-ass lion.
A
real-ass green lion. And says, and Nephrite says, devour this girl now, Leo. And it does.
It
tries to. Leo chases Sailor Moon, but it gets struck by a rose.
Yes.
And we see this
fantastic... it's so good.
This wonderful cut. Do you want to describe it, or do you want me to?
We cut to, Usagi's like, oh, wait, is that Tuxedo Mask? And we see behind her, in the elevator shaft, Tuxedo Mask has sort of propped himself up.
Yes.
Between the doors.
Yes. His back is up against one side of the doors.
Yes, and his feet are holding the other side.
Well, one of his feet.
Right.
It's just one.
Is it just one?
Yeah, he's standing on one of his feet, and he's got just he's trying to he's trying to block somebody from entering the fucking elevator. It's such a good.
It's so good. It's such a good pose.
It's so funny.
If that isn't that's definitely going to be the image for this episode.
Yes, it is what we in the late to school biz might call a powerful stance.
Yeah,
And Tuxedo Mask berates Nephrite for thinking he could get away with sort of stealing his name, sullying his good name. And Usagi is like, nothing beats the real deal. And it's cute. And Tuxedo Mask tells Sailor Moon, to escape while he deals with Nephrite and Leo.
Yeah,
And Usagi's starts running, but then she's like, wait, no, I can't fucking leave him alone against Nephrite.
And she tries to Moon Tiara action Leo.
Yes, which does knock Leo back.
But doesn't really seem to hurt it.
Yes, which is very unusual since Moon Tiara action is a real kind of fucking finishing move.
Yeah.
And the two of Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon just run into the elevator.
They run into the elevator and close the doors.
And close the doors as they see Leo vanish.
Yes.
And Nephrite is like, got him!
I do want to note what happened to Naru.
Well, we'll see what happened to Naru.
Will we?
In a little bit.
I don't think they explain what happened to Naru.
They don't explain the process, but we'll see what happened to Naru.
Okay.
Nephrite's voice comes on in the elevator.
Yeah.
Saying, you've activated my trap card. And
he explains that the elevator is going to go up to the top floor.
Yes.
And then the elevator cord will snap.
Yes. And they'll be pulverized. At the bottom of the shaft. That's not what pulverization is.
Not really. I mean, he's right. They will die.
They will die.
I'm not sure if it's pulverization.
No. Usagi does say she's too young to be pulverized. And Tuxedo Mask starts trying to work on finding a way out.
Yeah.
Usagi is like, well, as long as we're here alone, and tries to, reach out for him, but then, shrinks back, thinking about it, thinking better of it, which is good character development, I feel. Where she goes, what's wrong? Internally, she says, what's wrong with me? I should be terrified right now, but all I can think about is how happy I am being alone with Tuxedo Mask. And then starts trying to, reach out her lips to kiss him. And he's behind her. Because she's doing this with her eyes closed.
Right.
And he's, trying to find a way out, and he's like,
what are you doing now?
Yeah, we need to focus here. And she's like, oh, right. And then Tuxedo Mask uses his extendo cane to break the sort of hatch at the top of the elevator. Which bad guys always fucking forget about.
They always forget about the hatch.
They always forget about the fucking elevator hatch. They've all got them.
They've all got them. And they both climb out of the elevator.
Yes, and just as the elevator's getting to the top floor, they jump and grab onto the, door, ledge. The outer door elevator ledge.
Or inner door, right?
No, well, outer...
It's inside the... never mind, we don't
It's inside the shaft, it's outside the elevator.
Sure.
And then the cable snaps.
Yeah, and the elevator falls.
But they're safe-ish on the ledge. And we see Nephrite watching the numbers go down as the elevator falls, which I don't know if it would still do that if the cable's broken. But it fucking crashes down. I will note, it feels like it falls slower than it rises.
Yeah.
And he enjoys the crash as it falls to the bottom. And then we see Sailor Moon, hanging onto Tuxedo Mask's hand as Tuxedo Mask is clinging to the door ledge. And he assures her that he can get them out of this. Just in the meantime, just think about something else to keep your mind off it. And Usagi says, okay, and asks why Tuxedo Mask always comes to her rescue.
Yeah.
And Tuxedo Mask says, I don't know why, but something inside of me tells me to.
Yeah.
And then he gets, like, a foothold on, like, a sign.
Yeah.
Or something on there. Within the shaft, and, like, tells Usagi to climb on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And she does. And she says, I know why you saved me. I think you're in love with me, but you just aren't ready to tell me yet.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh no, did I say that out loud? I was only kidding.
Which Tuxedo Mask responds to by saying, like, listen, I think we used to have a connection sometime in our past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he says, it's there in the corner of my mind, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. And
then the foothold sign that he's standing on breaks and falls away, and they start slipping. Mm-hmm. And Usagi says, I shouldn't have had that other pork bun. Uh-huh. Which, as long as we're not being surreptitious now, that's a funny line for her to say after Tuxedo Mask says, I think we know each other from our past, but I don't know from where.
Yes. I don't think that's specifically what he's talking about here.
No, but it is funny. Like, and he's like, oh, just stay calm. And she's like, okay, talk about something else. Got any less dangerous hobbies? And then she gets frustrated that she doesn't know how to ask normal questions because she's not normal.
Right.
Which is kind of... She starts crying.
Yeah.
And also, this is especially bad that she starts crying because, again, as we have established...
Everyone gets weaker when she cries.
Yes, so Tuxedo Mask starts slipping more. Mm-hmm. And they're about to fall when the elevator doors open.
Right.
And Ami and Rei and Luna are there. Mm-hmm. And they grab Tuxedo Mask by the hands and pull him up. Right. Along with Usagi. Rei is wearing, like, a sick mask to not cough on people and get them sick. Uh-huh. And also Naru is here, by the way.
Yeah.
Naru's here in the hallway.
Yeah.
They grabbed Naru somehow.
I guess.
I don't know how, because she was in the room that had Nephrite in it.
Yeah.
Down on a much lower floor. The ground floor, I'm pretty sure. He left the fainted Naru, which is an especially weird thing for reasons we'll get into later.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Outside, we start moving into the denouement. It's a very short denouement. Ami chides Sailor Moon for going out on a mission without them. Mm-hmm. Ami carries Naru on her back, and Usagi thanks the other sailors for the rescue. Mm-hmm. And Rei is coughing and complaining about how Usagi gets to go out and flirt with Tuxedo Mask while she's sick. Mm-hmm. And Ami tells her to shut up. Mm-hmm. And which surprises Rei because she thought Ami was also mad at Usagi. But Ami is just like, hey, the most important thing is that Naru gets to a fucking hospital.
And we hear Tuxedo Mask say, I wish you girls wouldn't fight. He has, like, leaped onto a railing.
Yes. And he's like, farewell, as he is wont to be, and just jumps off.
Then Usagi and Rei, like, run over to the railing to be like, aw, where'd he go? Why is he always doing that?
Yeah, why does he always disappear?
And then we pan down, and he has just sort of jumped down onto a buttress or something.
And says, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's girl fights.
And I did check the Japanese version of the episode to see if, like, that was a creative choice they made for this dub. No, that's just what he says.
Okay. And then we cut to Geiger Hell. Mm-hmm. The Zoisite and Nephrite are standing before Queen Beryl.
Yes.
And Zoisite is saying, hey, Queen Beryl, hey, Nephrite,
Nephrite fucked up.
Nephrite failed.
Hey, eternal sleep.
Eternal sleep.
Can you give him the eternal sleep?
Have we considered eternal sleep for Nephrite?
And Beryl is like, well, I did say that. But
normally I would.
He got so much energy from that girl. Uh-huh. I'll give him another chance.
Yes, she's giving him a reprieve. Mm-hmm. Because of all the powerful energy that he gathered from Naru. Mm-hmm. And Zoisite is like, but Queen Beryl. Mm-hmm. And Beryl declares the discussion over and yells at Zoisite to remember his own mission to find the silver crystal for the Great Leader. Uh-huh. And Zoisite's upset. Mm-hmm. And then we cut to the haunted mansion, and we see Nephrite. Mm-hmm. He has a little internal monologue that I did write down here.
Oh, did you?
He says, it all makes sense now. Everyone becomes obsessed with someone or something at least once in their lives and focuses all their energy on it. Mm-hmm. Which is a good way of explaining why the energy thing works the way it does. Uh-huh. Still, I never would have expected that girl Naru to produce such incredible energy. She's truly fallen in love with the Masato Sanjuin persona I've crafted. The poor, pathetic fool.
Uh-huh.
And then he does an evil laugh.
Uh-huh.
And we see Naru's image in the weird planetarium, which suggests things going forward.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And
that's the end of the episode.
And now for something completely different.
And now for... Yeah, let's... This is why I was confused at the top of the episode when you said the last 2 episodes are, like, important, but you were talking about the last 2 episodes of the arc, and you wanted to do them together.
Right.
These 2 episodes do not go together.
Nope.
I feel like they go well pacing-wise, probably, but...
the next episode is episode 20. The Summer, the Beach, Youth, and Ghosts. Which is exactly how they say it in the episode.
Yes. This is, I will point out, another episode that doesn't have a colon in it.
Yeah, but it's a lot better.
It is a lot better.
I don't want to, I guess I don't want to play my hand too early. I do like this episode a lot.
Yeah, it's a good, I like it. It does have a lot of commas. No Oxford comma, though.
No Oxford comma.
That frustrates me. Who's it by?
Who
did this one?
It was directed by Kazuhisa Takenouchi and written by Megumi Sugihara. It first aired August 1st, 1992 in Japan, never aired in English.
Really?
This was cut from the Deke dub entirely.
It was cut from the... Really?
Yes, because it's filler.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought maybe there was something offensive about it.
No, there's nothing offensive about it, so I can't imagine any reason they would have cut it besides it being filler.
Yeah. It's pretty good filler, though.
It's good filler. We open the episode, we see the girls.
Yes.
They are excited about...
They arrive on a train.
Right.
To a very pretty beach.
Yes. And they are excited to go to the beach.
Yeah. They've made it clear that this is like their summer vacation thing.
Yeah.
Usagi says that she's sad that Naru couldn't come with them.
Yeah, I guess Naru is still in the hospital.
Yes. And that is the point at which I realized, this episode's not going to have any sort of follow-up on that last episode, huh?
No. This episode did air in August, which is, I believe, when most Japanese schools start summer vacation, so...
Okay.
But as they're, or Usagi is being very excited about the beach, Luna pops out of Ami's basket.
Yes.
For the record, they're all wearing, very good, beach outfits.
Yes.
I think Ami is wearing the same outfit from the doll episode, but now she has a big floppy hat.
Yes, and she doesn't have the headband anymore, which is a shame, because I really like that.
No, she does have the headband.
Does she?
It's under her hat.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't notice it.
Luna pops out of her basket. It's like, hey, this is supposed to be a Sailor Guardian training camp. Don't play around.
We never hear her insist on that in the future.
No.
For the record of this episode.
Nope.
Usagi stomps on her basket in frustration. Says she's ruining the mood. And then frolics. Usagi frolics. They explain that they're going to a pension house.
Yes.
Which is not a term I've heard before, but I guess it's just like a hotel.
I believe it's a specific Japanese thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really. It's just an Airbnb. It's just a bed and breakfast.
Really? Okay.
It's just someone renting out a part of their home for people to stay at.
Okay. And they say it's a pension house with a private beach. Which Usagi is very excited about because she has a little fantasy session where she imagines a beach covered in hot boys. Just riddled with these hot boys.
Riddled with boys.
She is getting a tan.
Well, she's getting a sunburn.
Yeah. Motoki is there. And he gives her something to drink. And she looks out at the ocean and she sees Tuxedo Mask wave surfing in his tuxedo and mask and top hat.
Yeah.
And he would.
Which is the only time we see Tuxedo Mask in this episode.
Yes. Or Motoki.
But Motoki is less common in episodes.
That's true.
She is snapped out of her reverie by, Rei and Ami have left her.
Yes. And she Sonic runs. Her feet turn into spirals.
Well, there are two people, watching her,
Yes. And then she just runs away. And then we cut after they have already gotten lost in a fucking forest. These dumbasses. These fucking children.
Apparently Rei didn't know the way to the pension house.
Yeah.
And so then they followed Usagi's instinct.
Yes, both of which are bad.
Both of which are bad.
Both of which reflect badly on the two of them.
I want to mention, we kind of skipped over this, but earlier, Usagi did ask Rei, hey, so this pension house, it's real fancy and, like, rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ray does answer in the affirmative.
Yes.
Just keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Stow that away for later.
But they're lost in the woods.
Yes. Ray and Usagi start arguing. And then it starts to rain.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't start to rain yet, but the thunderclouds start forming, and we hear a thunderclap. And Usagi is very concerned about that. Because she, as we learn, is terrified of thunder.
Yeah, apparently.
She is a rabbit.
She is a rabbit. You're right.
And she fucking books it.
She just absolutely books it.
She sonic runs into the woods, deeper into the woods, and is spooked by a lightning flash lit a sight hit through the trees of the face of a little girl. And she screams, and it's just a little girl. It's not a little girl. It's not like a ghost girl.
It's a little girl wearing like a hooded cape.
Yes, she's got a hooded. It looks like she's wearing like a robe, like a hooded robe, and she's carrying some flowers in her hand. And this girl is so small.
She's tiny.
I want to protect her. I love her so much. I love in the fucking baggy robe. It's such a adorable look.
It's very cute.
And she's nice. She's not a ghost. She'd not be mean. She'd be nice.
You can't say. No one knows what that means.
We can make it. We can make it a thing. Let's make it a meme.
Okay.
Be the meme you want to see in the world. And she just helps them out. She guides them to a place where they can keep dry, which they realize is the pension house that they were going to.
Which
is a big, creepy mansion.
And I want to note, we do see the nameplate for this mansion, and it is just Adams.
It is Adams.
In English, in Roman characters.
Yes. I believe above it is some Japanese characters.
Oh, possibly.
Some kanji.
That could be true.
But yes, in bigger letters, certainly, is Adams.
Adams.
This is a mansion owned by a family of Adamses. In the woods.
Yep.
In the middle of a thunderstorm. And Usagi runs basically to this house, even though she doesn't really want to, because she's terrified of the thunder. And they all go up to the house together.
She is regrouped with Ami and Ray at this point.
Ami's very nice. She checks on the little girl's flowers to make sure they're okay, since they got all soaked. And Ray knocks on the big evil door knocker on this big evil door.
Yep.
And then the door creaks open.
And welcome to the Munsters.
Welcome to the Munsters. We see 3 staff members of this pension house who are a fucking blue-faced, pointy-eared ghost lady. A short little Frankenstein man.
Yep.
And then an even shorter werewolf boy.
Yep.
They just are them.
They're just them.
They're just Frankenstein and a ghost and or maybe a vampire. Maybe she's supposed to be more like a vampire. I'm not sure.
It's unclear.
And the wolf boy
and a wolf man.
And they just in turn go welcome, welcome, welcome. And Usagi is terrified. Which
Luna also terrified.
Yes, Luna also terrified. I feel I should point out. I do like how this episode and the doll episode both sort of remember that Luna is also a little cowardly.
Yeah,
Ami and Ray are
They're fine. They're just like, hey.
The little girl walks in and she's just like, hi. And they're like, welcome back, miss. And then we hear a voice identify that little girl as Sakiko.
Yes.
And that voice is a deep voice let me take that one again.
Okay.
That voice is a deep voice that belongs to a man who we see, who is Dracula.
Yep, he's just Dracula.
He's a Dracula.
I don't think they ever say his name.
They never say his name, so I'm just
going to call him Gomez. Because he is the father of this Addams family.
Well, okay, no, I don't think he works here.
No, but he is the father.
He is a father of...
He owns this house.
I don't think he does.
No, he says he owns the house.
No, there are lines later that identify the ghost lady as the owner of the house.
Oh, okay. Alright, I guess I'm completely wrong, huh?
I think they're just staying there for like an extended period.
Weird.
He is a Dracula.
He's got
a pointy beard and a pointy mustache, and he's got pointy ears.
Yes, he does have pointy ears. Also, his beard has it's gray in the middle, but black around it.
Yeah. Pointy ears. I just want to reiterate that.
Now, Yes. The Ghost Lady also has pointy ears?
Yes. There are differences there that we'll get to.
There are differences there. He's
He
just got them.
Yeah. I did write in my notes, he a vampire. And so this is Sakiko's dad.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Usagi seemingly drying herself off after like a bath or something. Mm-hmm. And she's tired. Mm-hmm. And Luna makes fun of her for being too tired after all that screaming. Mm-hmm. And Usagi says, hey, you were fucking afraid too. Uh-huh. And Luna does not have a response to that.
No.
But Usagi's like, hey, they're weird, right?
Yeah.
This is fucking weird, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And then someone knocks on her door.
Yes.
And she tentatively opens the door to the room.
And the Ghost Lady's head pops out of the top right corner
of the door.
And is like, hey.
And she screams.
Uh-huh.
And, like, Rei and Ami rush over to see what's wrong. And
we see that the Ghost Lady is just changing a light bulb.
Yeah, she's on a ladder. That's why she was so high up. And she's just changing the light bulb. And she's like, sorry to disturb you. Mm-hmm. Just so you know, dinner's in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. She does talk like that, though.
She does talk
to
like
be
that.
Clear.
Yes.
And the other girls get mad at Usagi. Mm-hmm. And Rei, apparently, I guess, beats her up.
Yeah, I guess.
Off screen. We hear them bickering and arguing in their room. Mm-hmm. And we, like, sort of zoom out of that scene across to another area of the building, I guess.
Yeah, across, like, I guess, like, to a different wing.
Yeah.
We see Sakiko and her father.
Mm-hmm. Dracula.
Yeah, they're watching the
Gomez,
girls. Sorry. And her father is just like, I can't stand girls that are so loud like that. Uh-huh. You should avoid them, Sakiko.
Mm-hmm. Sakiko's like, they seem nice, and he's like, no! Mm-hmm. And then we cut to the girls eating dinner. Mm-hmm. Sakiko is not there, nor is her dad, rather. They're enjoying the dinner.
Yeah.
Luna's up on the table, drinking some milk. Mm-hmm. And then Frankenstein comes up. He lurches forward, one might say. Get it?
Uh-huh.
That's
another, I get it.
That's another Addams Family
joke. Yeah. He has like one of those rolly trays.
He's got a cart. He's got a trolley. A food trolley. And he asks if do you want seconds? Mm-hmm. They all fucking talk like this.
They all talk like that. Except for the werewolf.
Yes. The werewolf does have a werewolfy voice.
Yeah.
But yeah. And Usagi's like, no thank you, because she's still obviously very creeped out by them. And then the wolf boy, I'm going to call him Wolf Boy.
Okay.
Because he's so small. I think
listen,
he is a man.
He's a man.
But he is small.
He's working at a pension house.
And he just appears behind Usagi and is like, did you save room for desserts? And Usagi's like, hey, Rei. Mm-hmm. Rei, I thought, hey, Rei, why did you pick this place?
And Rei is just very casually like, because it was so cheap.
Uh-huh. So,
yeah,
just lied earlier. Ami says at least the food is tasty, and she actually likes the funny costumes. Which is, for the record, the first time that we've established that these are costumes.
And it's still kind of like... Frankenstein says that's part of the appeal.
Yes, he said that's one of the selling points of the pension house.
He still isn't technically confirming that they are costumes. I just want to believe that these people are just like this.
Yes, I mean, there's a reason, there's a thing that happens later that I feel like almost confirms that.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to. But at this point, they hear wailing.
They do.
The whole group hears some wailing. Mm-hmm. And the staff all say, there it is again. They're very afraid.
They are afraid. They're afraid, but they are like, there it is again.
Rei says, it must be the owner crying. Mm-hmm. And then the owner, again, like, this is the line that establishes.
Okay, yeah.
The ghost lady shows up and is like, it's not me. Mm-hmm. And Usagi... she just pops up right behind Usagi, and Usagi's like, why do you keep popping in out of nowhere? Mm-hmm. And then the group follows the noise of the wailing to a sort of corridor where there's a ghost!
There is a ghost.
That is floating up the stairs.
Yes.
The staff and Usagi and Luna are terrified.
But Ami and Rei just look mad.
Yes, Ami and Rei are determined. Mm-hmm. Rei, that makes sense for, I feel.
Yeah.
Ami, that also kind of makes sense.
Guess,
I feel like Ami is the Velma. Ami's like...
Ami is definitely the Velma of this Scooby-Doo episode.
Yes, this is a Scooby-Doo episode. I feel like that's why they're playing up how scared Luna is.
Yeah,
because
Luna is the Scooby.
She's Scooby.
I don't think
she's the talking pet. Yeah, there's not really a pet.
There's either not a Fred or not a Daphne. I'm not sure.
Yes. I think Ray might be Fred. I don't think there's a Daphne.
Okay.
I think Usagi is Shaggy.
Usagi's definitely Shaggy.
And Ami is Velma.
Right.
So she just thinks there's a logical explanation for this.
Right,
That's why she's not afraid. Ami suggests that it could be a monster.
Yeah.
But
specifically, I think a Dark Kingdom monster.
Yes, like a monster that, like, they fought before. Right. Not, like, a general monster.
Right.
But Ray says she doesn't sense any monsters.
Right.
But she does sense a source of incredible power. Mm-hmm. And the ghost disappears up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. And we cut to...
Back to, Sakiko
and her father.
Yes.
And we see her father, like, dangling a hypnotize-y coin.
Yes, a coin on a string. And he's swinging it back and forth and hypnotizing Sakiko. Mm-hmm. And then commercial break.
Yeah. We come back from commercial...
and we've left the Scooby-Doo episode behind.
For the beach episode.
The obligatory beach episode.
Yes.
When this episode started, I was like, fuck yes. Beach episode. Love a beach episode. Mm-hmm.
Usagi, for the record, wearing her moth-eaten swimsuit with the bows.
Yes, it still has the bows. It still has the bow on the back, where we know there is a bow. It's a very good detail. Mm-hmm. Usagi frolics around in the water. Mm-hmm. The weather's great now. The storm has passed.
Yeah.
And Ray says something's missing. And Usagi is like, yeah, you're right. Her mood immediately turns. She goes 360 from happy frolicking to like, Mm-hmm. And we get a zoom out of the beach, of the private beach that they're on. And we see that it is private.
It is very private.
Because it's about 20 feet across. And it's just otherwise surrounded by rocky outcroppings.
There are no hot boys.
No, there's no hot boys. There's no yachts on the horizon. There's one sailing ship on the horizon and then a bunch of seagulls. Mm-hmm. And Usagi denounces all of this and screams about how much she hates this beach. And then she immediately turns around and is like, so who wants to play ball? And then Ami.
Yeah.
What?
No, you go.
Okay, Ami is like, hey, we never saw Sakiko leave her room this morning. Mm-hmm. And Ray's like, yeah, well, hey, hang on, wait, are you reading a textbook right now?
Yeah, Ami.
Did you bring a textbook? Did you bring some of your textbooks to the beach? And Ami says, yeah. Usagi falls over in a she falls over. Astonishment. And she goes up to Ami. She looks her dead in the eye and she says, listen, Ami, youth is a precious thing. You only get to experience it once. I know studying's important, but I think it's just as important we have fun and make some memories while we're here on this great vacation. Mm-hmm. And then Ami just kind of quietly is like, but I like books. and Ray just said, kind of under her breath to Luna, says, Usagi said something that makes sense for once.
And Ami sort of...
She submits.
And is like, okay, I'll play.
Yeah. And then they start to play ball.
And
they bully Usagi. By
just
smacking her with the ball.
Keep hitting her with the ball.
And we see Sakiko.
Yeah, we zoom out.
Yeah, up on the cliff overlooking the beach where the house, the big manor house is. And she's just sort of watching them.
Yeah,
And then it's nighttime.
It's nighttime.
We see the moon.
We do see the moon.
It's always a crescent moon because aesthetic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've never seen a full moon on this show, I don't think.
No.
And we see the house. Mm-hmm. We see the roof of the house. Mm-hmm. And upon the roof of the house...
Yes.
We see Wolfman. Wolfman is there, on the roof. He's just sort of crouching on the roof. And he's howling at the moon.
He is howling at the moon.
So... There are two possibilities here.
Yes.
These people are method actors?
Yes.
Or they're real monsters.
I think they're real monsters.
I think this is a Munsters.
They're the Munsters.
This is an actual werewolf.
Yes.
This boy is a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
We never see him transform.
We don't.
But he's constantly...
Well, he's a wolf man.
He's a wolf man. He's constantly stuck between forms of wolf and man.
Right.
And he howls anxiously at the moon to the sounds of the other creatures of the night.
I think we see him, like, he's very nervous.
He's very nervous. He's scared that it's nighttime again. We cut to Usagi taking a bath and yelling to make sure Luna is still right outside the door. And Luna's like, for the 10th time, yes, I'm right here. And Usagi's like, I'm scared, okay? We see Ray. There's a lot of hard sort of cuts here.
Yeah. We see Ray putting spirit paper on the, like, backs of the dinner chairs.
Yes, she's making sure they're safe from whatever the ghost was last night.
Right.
But she's pretty sure that thing wasn't a ghost.
Right.
Which leads me to believe Ray definitely has encountered ghosts before.
Oh, definitely.
There's some world-building stuff about this whole episode we need to talk about in general, actually, but we'll get to that. Ray overhears the staff talking about how if this keeps happening, they're gonna go crazy.
They're in, like, a storage closet?
Yes, they're huddled in a storage closet, and Ray just eavesdrops on them. And Frankenstein is like, you know what we have to do. And the owner lady is like, yes, but we can't let those girls know about it. And Ray is like, Ray will remember that.
Yeah,
And then we cut to Ami, seemingly drying off, also getting out of a shower, probably, or a bath. And we see she sees Sakiko out on the ledge of the cliff. Yeah. And she goes to talk to her. And Sakiko greets her with her name, even though Ami didn't tell her name, which Ami notes. And Sakiko says, well, I've just been watching you guys playing on the beach. I've picked up everyone's names from that. She's like, the mature, pretty one is Ray. The clumsy one is Usagi. And the cute cat is Luna. Yeah. And there's a reason, there's explanations for this. I do just want to point out, Luna talked in that scene a lot.
Did talk in that scene a lot.
But I think there's an explanation for that.
Okay.
For why she's not like, hey, why's your cat talk?
Okay.
Which I'll get to when we get to it. Ami asks if Sakiko has any friends of her own. And Sakiko just says no. And Ami says, well, we should fix that. Yeah. And she explains that she used to be a loner too, until she met Usagi. Yeah. And became friends with her. And she tells Sakiko that she should become friends with Usagi too, because she makes everyone very happy, she says. Which I feel like is something we haven't seen demonstrated on the show very much. Most people just yell at her. Well, but I do believe it. She is a ray of sunshine. Yeah. Not a ray of...
Great, thank you.
I tried. There was something there.
There could have been.
There could have been. In the hands of a better man. Anyway, this makes Sakiko happy. Yeah. Because she wants to make friends. But then Dadula, fucking Gomez, comes up and it's like, don't talk to strangers! And starts dragging her away. And he says to Ami, I suggest you girls leave this place right away. That is, unless you want to see something really terrifying. Which is a hell of a way to threaten. And then he drags Sakiko back inside against her will. Inside, we see Sakiko trying to explain that she wants to be friends with Ami and her friends. And her dad is like, no! And he does try to explain a little more gently here. Yeah. He exposits for us. He says, Sakiko, you possess strong psychic powers, and I want you to gain full control of that power. And she's like, I can't, it's too hard. And he says, if you let me continue to help you, you can do it. I have found that a great way to control your powers is by using hypnosis. So that's the whole plot. He's just told us the whole plot. Are you going to tell me you're going to ignore your father who knows what's best for you? This guy is such a trope.
He's such a trope.
He's a big old trope of a man.
Yeah.
And then he just hypnotizes her.
He hypnotizes her.
And he, again, more explaining of the plot, he just says, keep going deeper, and you'll show all those stupid people who called our psychic abilities fake that you have an awesome power. Once you access your superior psychic powers, they will transform you into the world's leading psychic. Which
also, I love leading psychic.
The world's premier psychic. The world's first psychic CEO. And Ami, we see Ami spying on them from the outside. And then we cut to Usagi, who apparently has lost track of where Luna is.
Yeah.
She is nervously going down the stairs, looking for her friends. And then she hears something. She hears some chanting.
Yeah.
She hears jibba jabba jibber joe, eeny meeny miny mo, get a grabba, gotta go, peta meta teeny toe. On repeat.
I did not check what this was in Japanese, and I should have.
That's a shame.
I should have.
Can we do a correction section next episode?
Sure.
So she hears jibba jabba jibber joe, eeny meeny miny mo, the what I said. And she sees the staff in a room at a big altar. Covered in candles and stuff. And they're just chanting at this altar. We see Wolfman and Frankie chanting at the altar. And she's like, what are you doing? And the ghost lady, owner, I'm going to call her Miss Adams.
Okay.
Goes, oh no, now you know, from behind her.
And she's wearing candles.
She's wearing candles and a hat. On a headband on her head.
Right.
And also holding, 2 candelabras.
Yes.
And Usagi freaks the fuck out and screams. And then Rei shows up, and Usagi screams, and the staff screams, and Rei's like, hey, shut the fuck up. And Usagi is like, they're ghosts! I told you, they're all ghosts! Because that's what ghosts do, is chant at altars with candles. And Rei is like, no, they're normal people, but there is a thing going on that we need to deal with. And then we see the spirit paper rip off the chairs.
Yes.
And the chairs start floating and flying around. And just shoving through walls and get thrown by this invisible force through the windows. And the staff immediately is like, jibba jabba jibber joe, eeny meeny miny mo. And then we cut back to the hypnosis room. Where Gomez tells Sakiko to create a ghost to scare off those noisy girls. Which, again, this is Scooby-Doo. Yeah. He's trying to get these meddling teens off his land. But Ami interrupts, but not before Sakiko can summon the ghost. She just conjures the ghost. She opens her eyes creepily, despite the hypnosis, and the ghost is summoned. Right. There's it's a cool effect. It's like the lines, the shading of the ghost is drawn in, but the rest of it isn't, so it looks invisible. It's a really good artistic effect.
I like it.
And Gomez is like, yes, go do the ghost thing. And the ghost knocks Ami away with a gust of wind. Yeah. And then the ghost attacks Gomez. Yep. And he's like, what?
Why would this happen?
Why? I could not have foreseen. And just fucking defenestrates him. Throws him right out a window. Yep. Thankfully, they were on the ground floor. Yes. I guess. I feel like this room was not on the ground floor in the last shots we saw it in. But...
I think it's higher up on the hill. Is what's happening.
Okay. But the Usagi and Rei and the staff see him get thrown out of the window when they see the ghost, and they are upset. And Ami is yells at Usagi and Rei to transform so they can protect Sakiko's dad. Right. Usagi is just crying in fear. She does not want to ghost. No. She does not. Bustin does not make her feel good.
Nope, not at all.
But Rei says if they don't do something, they'll all end up possessed. Which I feel like is a lie. Yeah. I feel like she's lying about how ghosts work to make Usagi transform. Yes. But that it does convince Usagi to transform. Yeah. And so they all transform. They have a collective transformation sequence. And Usagi has her speech. She says, meanie ghost! How dare you ruin a helpless young girl's vacation? I am Sailor Moon, and in the name of the moon, we'll punish you!
but I'm still really scared.
Yes. That's my favorite part. Ami goes and tries to wake Sakiko up.
But nothing doing.
No. Usagi tries to Moontiar the ghost, but nothing doing. It goes right through. I don't know how she got her... I guess it comes back like a boomerang.
Yeah.
And then the ghost does the ghost thing again. And blows them back.
Yeah.
Ami manages to wake Sakiko up.
Right, yes.
And the two of them run to help the others, but the ghost has not vanished.
The ghost has not vanished.
The ghost is still there. And Sakiko says the ghost should have disappeared after she woke up.
Right.
And then Dadula, Gomez. We should probably stick with a consistent name.
I thought we were, but then you...
I like Dadula.
Okay, you can say Dadula.
But I like Gomez, too.
Just say Dadula, that's fine.
The him says... He tells Sakiko to run because the ghost is beyond her control.
Right.
And Ami explains that the ghost represents Sakiko's repressed emotions. And her desire to rebel against her father.
Yep.
And that the feelings were so strong that when it was let out, she lost control of them.
Yeah. Just explain it. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was directed at me.
No, that was directed at the show.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, just explain all of it. How has Ami deduced this?
She's smart.
She is smart.
She's a genius.
Sakiko's...
Her IQ was over 9,000.
That's... You're not wrong.
I have caused Zach to fall into a state of ennui.
I mean, that is a canonical fact. Sakiko's dad apologizes to Sakiko and says he has a long speech that I didn't write down.
And I'm glad you didn't, because I don't want you to quote that whole thing.
That is about how he should have let her live her life. Basically... I feel like Usagi summed up the theme of this episode better than any of the other characters here do in the climax when she was talking about youth earlier.
Yeah,
and the ghost is about to eat them, I guess? I don't know what it's going to do. But Sakiko turns around, she hugs her dad, and turns around and yells at the ghost to go away. And it vanishes.
Yep.
She destroys it with her psychic powers.
Yep.
And then Gomez apologizes to everyone. Sakiko cries. It's a sweet, pretty sweet moment.
Yeah.
The dad, Gomez explains that they were using the patrons of the hotel as test subjects for her psychic powers.
Right.
There's still one bit of the mystery that hasn't been put together for Usagi. She asks what the staff were doing. And Ray says they were probably just trying to perform an exorcism to get rid of the ghost. And Usagi's like, I knew that. And then there's a cut here to them all playing ball on the beach together again. This time with Sakiko. And it's very cute. They're still bullying Usagi.
Yes.
And now Sakiko is laughing at her.
It's like the same shot.
Yes, it's the same animation.
But when they cut back to Ami and Ray, we see that Sakiko is with them.
Yes, she's holding Luna.
Yeah.
I want to point out here, since we mentioned Luna and Sakiko.
Yeah, you mentioned that there's an explanation for that.
Yeah. Sakiko's psychic.
Oh.
She didn't hear them. She just knows their names.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And we see also on the beach, sort of sitting on the rocks, is Gomez. In his big fucking...
Yeah,
we didn't mention he wears like a cape.
He's dressed like a vampire.
Yeah, he wears a cloak constantly. And
he has not changed into a bathing suit.
It is a black cloak. He's probably burning up.
Yeah.
But he's so dedicated to the aesthetic.
Yeah.
I have to respect it.
That's fair.
And the staff, the owner, Miss Adams, I've decided to call her. The whole staff basically asks the dad if he's sure that the ghosts won't show up again. And Miss Adams says, I mean, we like working here, but we're pretty timid. And ghosts and monsters are what really scare us the most. But Gomez assures them that they won't see them here ever again.
Yeah.
As the episode ends on Sakiko playing with the other girls.
The authority with which they defer to him does make me lead to believe that he he's not just a guest.
I
don't know what his deal is.
Yeah. Are the ears fake?
I don't think they are.
Is he on the costume thing, if that is a costume thing at all? Or...
here's the thing. Sakiko is really psychic.
Yeah.
I know you had questions about whether Rei was really psychic earlier.
Right.
And I think this kind of inadvertently confirms.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely is.
Real quick. Next time on.
Oh, right.
Or, well, before that. Before the next time on. Halloween ad came up.
Right, I did get a Halloween ad.
So that was nice. Nice aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of creepy dolls in that one, too.
In the next time on,
Luna and Usagi, in the voiceover, talk about visiting an animation studio. Yep. And Luna's like, look at all the neat stuff and all the pretty ladies working there. And Usagi says, I want to be an animator too and be a part of this awesome business. And I don't usually note the names of the episodes given in the next time on.
Right.
But I do want to note the name of this one, which was next time on Sailor Moon. Protect the children's dreams. Friendship through anime. Mm-hmm. Which is how she pronounces it.
She does pronounce it anime.
Anime. With that,
yeah.
Good teaser.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about psychics.
Yeah.
Because they're just a thing. There are no aliens or monsters or anything in this episode.
No.
There is possibly the staff are real monsters.
Yes.
Are real monsters.
But they are not Dark Kingdom monsters.
No, they're Hammer Horror monsters.
Right.
And Sakiko is a real psychic who conjures a fake ghost.
Yep.
The monster people are also scared of ghosts and monsters.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So we there's a whole slew of things we could talk about the implications of regarding if those three are real monsters. Mm-hmm. Let's not even touch on that at this time.
Okay.
Let's talk about psychics.
Okay.
Let's talk about the fact that this setting... We need to talk about the fact that this setting has real psychics that are completely unrelated to any of the other weird shit going on.
Just real psychics.
Just real psychics.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a leading psychic. It is implied there's something of not a masquerade per se, but people don't believe that psychics are real.
No, people did not believe that Sakiko's father was a psychic.
Yes. But this does just confirm, Rei is just...
A psychic. She's just a hot-headed psychic.
She's the hot-headed psychic. And I don't think I've ever seen a show where there was, some weird shit going on. Mm-hmm. And now here's some completely unrelated weird shit.
Yeah.
I think the only exception is, the Teen Wolf show.
Oh, does that happen in that show?
Yeah, it starts out as, the first season is just all werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
The only things going on are werewolf-related. Mm-hmm. And then the second season is hey, fucking shape-shifting snake people exist also. Welcome to Fantasy Kitchen Sink.
Uh-huh.
But I was not expecting that from the Sailor's Moon.
Yeah. This episode is very strange, just in tone and aesthetic.
Yes. It is both a beach episode and a Halloween episode.
Yes.
Which is a fantastic combo of themed episodes. I just want to make a show just so I can every episode is a trope episode, but they're all combinations of trope episodes.
Okay.
This is the beach episode, but it's also the Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be pretty great. This is the ski episode, but it's also...
It's also the body swap episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, weird. Mm-hmm. So do you want to talk about all of them together?
Yeah.
Because there's especially... It's a very fillery episode, the last one. It's a good episode. I
like it a lot.
I enjoy it.
A lot of people hate this episode.
Really?
Entirely because it's filler, which is a very silly reason to hate it.
Yeah.
Because it's very good.
I feel like this feels like it works for the pacing, because we just got a heavy fucking episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a good step back.
Yeah.
And also, like, a step away from the formula.
Right, because,
for a moment. We get a suggestion that the formula is about to change.
Right.
With, like, Naru being at the center of Nephrite's attention.
Yeah. We also don't see Nephrite or the Dark Kingdom in any capacity whatsoever.
Yeah, none. They mention monsters.
Right.
That's the closest they get.
Right.
So I think it works well as, like, a step back, a step away. Like that last episode said, we're about to change shit.
Uh-huh.
Like, here's a reveal, here's some new shit that's about to happen.
Right.
And this next one is, like, now that we've got your attention, let's, do you need a break?
I will say, I'm pretty sure that the formula isn't going to change as much as you think.
Okay.
Because the next episode is just anime. It's just the fucking, the fucking energy, the powerful energy person in that episode is one of the animators.
Okay.
It's not Naru.
It's not, okay.
But the Naru is at the center of this arc at this point.
Okay.
I think Naru might still be in the hospital by next episode.
Okay. So we're sort of still wading back into the main plot.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the reveal.
Yeah, let's talk about Mamoru being Tuxedo Mask. Because it's obvious.
It's obvious. We knew. We didn't know. We didn't.
I knew.
We didn't know. Did you? No. Well, because you watched the show before.
Right.
We definitely
did not know.
Did not know. We knew. We didn't know.
What are you doing?
I'm mind gamesing our audience.
Okay.
But yes, it in retrospect, wink is obvious.
Yeah, uh-huh. They have the same voice actor.
They do have the same voice actor. We should have.
And there were all those times when Ray was like, "Hey, I think Mamoru might be Tuxedo Mask."
Yeah. But this is okay. I do want to, for real though.
Uh-huh.
The reveal still revealed something to me about Tuxedo Mask, which is that Mamoru might not know he's Tuxedo Mask.
Mamoru does not know he's Tuxedo Mask.
Which is very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like. I love that Mamoru is still just an asshole.
He's just an asshole.
I love that. Okay, this recontextualizes a ton of shit. Think back to the fucking amusement park episode.
Right.
Mamoru just went.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't as Tuxedo Mask, like, staking the place out.
He wasn't, like, trying to be there because Usagi was there and he knows Usagi is Sailor Moon.
No.
He doesn't know that. He's just there.
He's just fucking there. And he's just riding that small train.
He just decided to ride that small train because he wanted to for fun.
He wanted to do that. That's a choice he made.
That's a choice that Mamoru Shiba made himself.
It is a choice I would make.
It's not a choice I would make.
Because I love a tiny train.
That's fair.
But Mamoru Chiba did it.
Yeah.
Not Tuxedo.
Not Tuxedo Mask.
Would Tuxedo Mask ride the...
I think so.
Okay.
We've seen him do some silly shit.
That's true. Just throw a rose, turn around, look where it is. Oh, here I am, lounging on this bench.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this is really interesting that Tuxedo Mask... This implies some shit about the other sailors as well.
Yeah.
I say the other sailors, you know what I mean. Like, this could explain a lot of shit about, like, why the sailors are the way they are, if there's some kind of reincarnation thing going on.
Yeah.
I love your... I know you well enough to know when you're trying not to smile or say something.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if it's that I'm onto something or that I am completely off.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're not sure which one it could be.
But yeah, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, he fucking lightning, just rainbow lightning, comes out of his body, and he...
It doesn't explain why he got so exhausted in the tennis episode. Because he was as Tuxedo Mask for a longer time in the Nephrite episode than he was.
Is there an explanation for that, or are you analyzing a plot hole?
I don't know if there's an explanation for it. There could be. Because, like, I think...
What if the amount of time that Tuxedo Mask can spend as Tuxedo Mask is inversely proportional to whatever length he extends his cane to?
That could be.
The cane is the source of his powers, and the more he uses it, the more Tuxedo Mask energy he's using up.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
It's his fucking phylactery.
Yeah. That also explains, I mean, I don't know, Nephrite and Mamoru passing each other.
Yes.
Makes a lot more sense if Nephrite is recognizing Tuxedo Mask than if he's recognizing Mamoru.
Yes. I thought the implication from that was that Nephrite knows who Tuxedo Mask is.
That could also be true.
Because we don't know who Tuxedo Mask is still.
Yeah.
We know he's Tuxedo Mask, and he is an alternate persona that is inhabiting Mamoru Chiba.
Right, yes. I know the explanation for it. Yes. I don't know the specifics. Okay.
So I look forward to seeing more of that. It's weird. It's interesting that this is an arc centering Tuxedo Mask and Naru.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting combination of characters to center. And I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I can see now how it's changing the theme. It's not as strongly tied to the themes that we talked about for the first arc, but it's doing its own things now.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think it's trying to find itself and trying to experiment, I guess.
Yeah.
With the established formula and with establishing stuff about this setting that we know about but don't have explanations for.
Right.
And we've gotten a little bit of that every episode, I think. Or most of the episodes. This was just psychic. The last episode was just psychic stuff. And then the doll episode we have Nephrite recognizing.
Right.
Or
sensing something about Mamoru.
Yes, it's possible the effect was supposed to indicate
and also Mamoru sensing something about Nephrite.
It seemed to be reciprocal.
Yeah.
But also if Mamoru doesn't know he's Tuxedo Mask.
Right.
I wonder what he thinks that feeling was.
Yeah, I don't know. It's unclear. I do know, but it is unclear.
So I'm interested in exploring that some more.
Yeah. Is there anything else you think?
I don't think so. Okay. I like the dolls, and I like the other one, the middle episode. Mm-hmm. Even if Nephrite's plan is so dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like I like this show.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every episode, even the ones I like, have at least a couple things that are that's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
That's a silly thing you just did.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. Nephrite, dumber than Jadeite, confirmed. Seemingly less misogynistic than Jadeite, though.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. More up his own ass than Jadeite, though, which is impressive.
Yes. Not as up his own ass as Zoe Sight.
No. I love Zoe Sight.
Zoe Sight's really good.
I love him so much. He's such an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for anime.
Yeah. That's gonna do it for us. I want to say, because of the issues with SoundCloud, fucking
yes,
giving us a review on Google Play might not be as useful as it was.
Yeah.
I don't like the YouTube video.
YouTube video, leave a comment. Like, comment, and as they say, subscribe.
Yeah, I guess we gotta say that now.
I guess we have to say that now. The thing that everybody hates when people say?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we have to say that now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're gonna say that now.
I'm not gonna say it ever again. You can.
I will.
Okay. As always...
I'm a bastard.
Yep. As always, you can find me at Lorena27 on Twitter.
And you can find me at FryLordZerek on Twitter.
And you can find us both at late_school.
And thank you to Kevin MacLeod for the use of his song Semi-Funk.
The moonlight is a messenger of love. that say? Good Uber vibes? Good Uber dogs? What?
Good vibes only.
Ah.
I can see how you got Uber from that.
Yeah, right? Cursive is impossible to read. Or write.
That's me. No, there. Nope, down.
There?
Yeah.
That is you. It's almost like this is your home.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
I swear to God, if you say what I think you're going to say,
What?
I'll kill you.
No, I was just making a goof. What did you think I was going to say?
It's not a beautiful house.
No.
It's not a beautiful wife.
No. I literally never heard that song.
That's a song?
Yeah.
I thought that was from The Room.
No.
That's not from The Room?
That's not from The Room. That's a song.
Okay.
I've heard the bit of that song that line is from, but I've heard nothing else from that song.
Why did I think it was from The Room?
I don't know.
It has an energy like it would be from The Room.